All right, guys, I want to talk about some camera equipment today. Not that I'm a professional or anything. I'm the opposite of a professional. I don't know anything about cameras, but I learned from my mistakes. Let's put it that way. So when I bought my first bike, I said, you know what? I want to do some videoing, and I knew in the back of my mind that I was really interested in doing this YouTube thing. I was watching. So I have an interest in moving down south. So I was watching people down south. They're in like retirement communities. They have channels. I was like, wow, I can do this. I would really like to do something like that when I retire. It gives me something to do. I never started this to try to make money about it. I just started this channel to entertain myself and to have something to do. If I can make a little bit of money, I would, I got a ton of money into this stuff and it would help. So making money would be good. So if anybody wants to, send me a bike or send me stuff, that would be great. But anyways, I started out, I bought a cheap $80 camera. I bought the mounts and stuff. So I bought some mounts, bought the cheap camera. Well, about 3 rides, I learned that, yeah, that camera's garbage because the stabilization in it, because you're riding a bike and it's bouncing all the time. So you end up with unusable video. You could use the camera for a stationary type video or whatever. Can you use an $80 camera? You could for a stationary thing. You're not going to use it for riding a bike down the road with all the vibration you get in a bike. So don't make that mistake. I bought 2. So I buy an $80 camera. Then I'm like, hey, I'll buy the $120 camera. That'll be better. Yeah, that didn't work any better either. So I ended up buying the first one I bought was a GoPro. This is a GoPro 9. I did buy it on eBay to save some money. That worked out good. I ran a camera. These things run out. The stabilization's awesome on them. I ran these cameras for quite a while. I can't say cameras because I ended up getting a second one again. I got it on eBay, saved a little bit of money. But these are 9s, okay? They're up to 11s at this point. So I don't know what the 11's got that this doesn't. Hopefully it has something that these things are the reason why I ended up buying this camera here, which is a DJI camera. It's a DJI Action Camera 3. They have the Action Camera 4. I did buy this brand new. I bought it in a kit that also gave me the microphone, which is a wireless microphone. Awesome microphone. So let me explain what my problem was with these, and a lot of people do have the same problem. First of all, you get the camera, you mount it on your bike, you realize that the audio on your riding is wind noise. If you're not driving too fast, the wind noise isn't too bad. I tend to drive 20 plus miles an hour. I've been known to hit 45 on the bottom of a hill, let's put it that way. So you get a lot of wind noise with them. So I said, hey, I'll get one of these microphones here, these wired microphones. And I got it, and the first thing I did was go over to the camera and go, okay, how do I plug it in? Because there's no plug on the side of this camera. So I'm like, what the heck? Now what am I supposed to do? How do people put microphones on these things? So I looked into it, and you got to buy a media mod. So this thing's in the media mod now. So I'll take the media mod off just so you guys can see what it is. This is a media mod that you buy. This is another 80 bucks. So I had 2 cameras. Now I got $160 more invested in the cameras. You have to take the little door off the side, so your battery's here now. You do have a little USB port inside of here. So you could probably, I have the thing here somewhere. Oh, it's right here. So you could probably buy one of these adapters here and plug it into this port here. But the problem that I see with that is the battery's going to fall out, like it did. So I don't know, tape it in. How ghetto do you want to get, I guess. So anyways, got Got to get the battery in there the right way. It'll probably turn on now. So you get this media mod. And the media mod has the plug right inside here. So it goes in and attaches to it there. And then you clip it in. And now this gives you 3 ports on the side of this camera. Trying to open up, they got little flaps on them. So there's 3 ports now on the side of this camera. You've got different ports. One of the ports though will support the microphone. So you've plugged this thing in. The first time I took this thing for a ride, it had wind noise. And I'm like, wow, what the heck? I got an external microphone and things still got wind noise. So I was running them up on the handlebars at the time. And this is what this mount is for here. You mount this thing to your handlebars. The camera goes in here. You got these little feet that come down on the bottom of this camera. And then it goes into here. This is another pain in the neck. So I was like, well, now what do I do? So I ended up, these are called cat tails, something like that. But you got to get these wind noise things. So you put them on the microphone, your wind noise goes away. It's great. So now, you know, I'm riding, got the camera out here, got the microphone on. I got good stuff going. This is great. Here's your problem. These batteries, I don't know if maybe because they're used or whatever. These batteries, I was getting about a half an hour out of them, 45 minutes at best. So this thing is mounted on your bike and you cannot get the battery out of this without taking the media mod off. So now you got to take this microphone out. You've got to take this off your bike. You've got to fold the tabs on the bottom. You've got to open the side panel. You've got to pull this out. You've got to do something with this because you're on the side of the road. So I don't know, put it under your chin while you're doing it. You pull your battery out, put your new battery in, reverse the whole process here, put everything back in, shut the cover, pull down the tabs, put this back on the mount, okay? Plug your microphone back in and hope that it's working, because I've had many times that it wasn't working. I mean, you know, you get home and you have no audio for my camera. I knew it was going to turn on pulling the battery out that many times. So you get home, you find out you have no audio on it. That's that beeping noise that I was talking about. Some guys will take and just run. So when you buy this media mod, it's got a microphone in the back and a microphone in the front. I do know guys out there that run with this little foamy thing on here, and they're running on their chest mount and they'll talk and it works fine. I don't hear wind noise with them. So, I mean, you could get away with that. And then you don't have to worry about plugging this thing in and everything, because I'll tell you, when you get off the bike too, sometimes you forget you have this thing on and you rip it out. So you could run it this way. I got a guy I work with and he's like, audio is the most important thing on a video to me. So I had that in the back of my head, so I was trying to improve with better mics. I ended up buying, this is the first wireless mic I bought that isn't wireless, because one of them actually has to attach to the camera, and the other one you plug your microphone in to it. They have a mic on it. Like I said, I run, I've got 2 cameras here. This is my second mic. I have another mic here that's wireless. I have no wire. I run this thing over here. All I do is sync the cameras with it. It also gives me a backup if something goes wrong. And it seems to work sitting over there, so I have had to use the backup before. This microphone also has a recorder in it. So I've got 2 lights on this thing, if you can see it. It's letting me know that A, that it's on, and B, it's recording. So I can actually plug this in and it's got the audio right on it. So it's like wearing a tape recorder on you. So I've got technically 3 audios if something goes wrong with the audio. But I was running these. So you take this wire here and you drop it down through your shirt, you plug it in, you attach this thing to the back of your pants, and you're good to go. You can get off the bike, you can walk away. I think you can walk up to 150 feet away. So if I was going to do a review on the bike, this is perfect. And that's one of the reasons why I did go with these. Because if I'm using this thing here and I want to do a review on the bike, it's kind of hard for me to you know, have this thing, and then you're going to get all the noise, cars going by and everything else if you have it out on a tripod or something and you're trying to talk to it. So with this thing here, you got the mic right on you and you can do the review on the bike. The other thing is, these things, like I said, the battery, I could only get like a half an hour out of this, 45 minutes at best, and the 45 minutes, basically, if you're running high def instead of 4K, I was running 4K all the time. The DJI camera, I can get an hour and a half, a little bit better than an hour and a half at 4K. So changing the batteries is not a big deal. Again, this thing here is in a metal case. I got the metal case because I wanted the camera protected. You do not need a media mod or anything for this. You would need this adapter here, which is the USB to whatever they call that thing, and then that would plug into the side. You can plug your microphone directly into that and you're good to go. I can change the battery with this in the case just by opening this thing up. It flips out, your battery's right in there, and so isn't your card if you had to change a card or whatever. So I love this case. It's aluminum. If I want to take it out, you just hit that, the camera slides out, and you know, it's, I don't know, it's a lot easier than the media mod. And again, you don't need this case. I chose to get this case, and I did chose to get it for another reason too. So these DJI cameras have a different kind of mount on it. You don't have this screw type mount. You can use these mounts by putting this adapter on. So these adapters come with this camera. And this case that I bought does have the same mount that's on the camera, so I'm not going to take it apart to show you. But these things go on, and that's on now. And then to take it off, it's just a matter of taking it off. So I'll show you on this one here. So this is a neck mount, by the way, and this is what I run when I'm going down the street. I'll talk about that in a second. So this is attached now to it, and I go like this and it's not falling off. And to take it back off, it's just a matter of pulling in these two tabs and pulling the camera right off. Piece of cake. So you get that, and that's just on there right now. It would fall off, but it's magnetically held on there. So you got a magnet, and then when you push it in, you hear that little click, and now that thing's in there, and again, it comes right back off. I can't tell you how much easier this is compared to the little flip down tabs on this thing. Big plus, guys. So hour and a half battery on this thing. The way it mounts, it doesn't overheat. I highly suggest the DJI camera, but I'm not going to knock the GoPro. It has its it has its place, and maybe the 11s, they've cured all those problems. Who knows? So I want to discuss this neck mount. So this thing here goes around my neck. I push this thing in, camera mounts on it. So when I'm going down the road, some guys run the chest mount, and the chest mount's down here. So to me, my opinion is it's showing a little bit too much of the handlebars. It's a really low kind of look to it. Different guys run them out there. Some guys seem to run them better than others. Maybe they have a little bit different of way or whatever of mounting it. But like I said, it seems to catch a lot, you know, too much of the handlebars, not enough of the view out front. So it would be like riding your bike at this level, and picture what that looks like. And I'm sure you guys, if you're watching me, you've probably seen these videos out there. So I like to run the neck mount. So now you still get that that in the cockpit feel, and the camera's up here, so it's still not eye level, so it is a little bit lower. So I think though people like to feel like they were on the bike themselves, and I think this gives a better feeling of it. Some guys run the mounts on their helmets too. I think that view is not natural. You don't get the cockpit view at all. All you get is the trail or the road you're riding on, which is great that you get to see all the scenery, but you don't get that, hey, I'm in a bike. I mean, you could be on the hood of a car. So I think, you know, to me, my opinion is the neck mount is the way to go. You can run them on your handlebars, and again, you get that out front view. I was doing that for a while before I switched to the neck mount. But to make it interesting, I would flip back to myself once in a while. I think I made it interesting. So I am going to run 2 cameras now. I do have one video with 2 cameras that I have not edited yet. I tend to do my rides and they come out 3 weeks later or whatever, or better. I use the rides more for filler than anything else. Right now I've been concentrating a lot on the studio work and stuff. But if you're going to do reviews and stuff too, this is another camera that's very interesting. This is a 360-degree camera. I have it mounted on a selfie stick, which is an invisible selfie stick. I don't know if the stick itself has anything to do with the invisibility, because it's the camera that actually makes the stick go away. So, but you can pull this thing out, and I do have a mount for my bike that I can actually put this thing in, and I can run it way up in the air. I can run it way out to the side if I was doing something on the bike. But if I was doing a review, I can do I can show you me riding the bike, which is kind of interesting. I've stuck it way out in front of the bike to video myself. So some of you are probably thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind getting one of those cameras then. The problem that I found with these cameras, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, like I said, I don't know anything about cameras. So it seems like you've got to use their software to get the video out of the camera and usable. I've pulled the card, I've stuck it into a card reader, and it's basically not there. It's like unreadable to the computer. Again, I might be doing something wrong, so you can use their software, you can turn it to where you want to go in the software, because a lot of times this thing, I think it has like a GPS or something on it. So if you're riding down the road, every time you take a corner, the camera's still facing in the same direction that it was. So sometimes you're looking out the side, whatever. I did find you can go into the camera if you just want it out front or you want it out back, because this thing has 2 lenses on it, one in the front, one in the back. If you want it just out front, because you're going to, put it in your handlebars, you can do that. You just tell the camera, I want the front camera, and it stays within an area. So that works pretty good. I don't have that much experience with this camera. It's very interesting though. I mean, the first time you're going to use it, you're going to go, Christ, this thing is really weird, because you could check all around you, up, down, all over the place. Very interesting camera. I don't know if they're worth the money, but I like it because, when I do bike reviews, I can show myself riding the bike. The other thing too I wanted to hit on was, so the GoPros, when they had the problem with the batteries, only lasting half an hour or whatever, would drive me crazy. Plus, I'd have to bring like 3 batteries. That gets me, an hour and a half. I can go an hour and a half with this camera, and carry 1 battery. I can do 3 hours. So I started running these battery packs. So I would tape this thing to my handlebars, literally with electrical tape, just to hold it there, because they're pretty heavy, so you don't want it to bounce out. The electrical tape did a good job holding it there. And I was running the 2 cameras, so I had one for each camera, plug it right in. This thing will probably go 2 days on your cameras. So there's an option if you're running these cameras. The other thing too that's good with running this battery pack, you can take the battery. The batteries get hot. Batteries get hot in this camera, the batteries get hot in this camera, the batteries get hot in those cameras too. I don't run batteries in those cameras, I run cords to them. So what I was going to say was, when you use this thing here, the battery's not heating up in the camera, which is helping the camera stay cooler. So this is a super way to go if you were going to go with the GoPros. Like I said, you can go on eBay and get these cameras around 2 and up. I think at the time I paid 3, depending on what you get with them. Can you get the cameras for 2? Absolutely, but it's probably not going to come with anything. And then you got to go out and buy all the stuff, and the GoPro stuff is expensive. So isn't the stuff for any one of these cameras. But anyways, guys, again, just wanted to show you the mistakes that I made. The cameras that I'm running out here, these are vlogging cameras. They're Sony's. I have 2 of the same ones. I bought them for doing this. They don't overheat. It's one continuous video. These things cut the video up into like, I don't know, 15-minute segments, 10-minute segments, something like that. So when you go to edit them, you're dealing with, so you go out for an hour or whatever, you're dealing with 8 videos, you know? So it's a pain in the neck, to me it is. I'd rather just deal with one video. So I come out down here, this is Saturday, I come down here, I set my studio up here. I'm in the garage right now. It's pouring rain outside, so it's a great day to do this. But I set up, I do probably, I'll do at least four videos today, and then push them out over a while. This particular video here, I did last weekend, and I had a problem with the camera out here. So you're dealing with those cameras are a little bit bigger, but you're dealing with little cameras with buttons all over the thing. You got, you know, big fingers. I get over there, I hit buttons. Next thing I know, this camera's in slow-mo. So I do this whole thing last weekend, and I did like 5 videos, and this camera's in slow-mo, my main camera. This camera here worked perfect. This one's in slow-mo. Well, when it's in slow-mo, it's not doing audio either, obviously because it doesn't want you to. So I had no audio on that camera, couldn't sync them. I tried, I could speed up the video in my software to make it work. It wasn't worth it. I just refilm it. I've done this video, like, this is my 4th time for different reasons. I keep improving my stuff, and I don't do all these videos right away. I like I said, I do 4. I try to throw 2 of these a week out. So I've got them all in, you know, ready to go for the most part. I got to edit them. And the editing, you know, takes a long time. You spend a small fortune on computers. I started out with a Dell computer. It didn't run the software that well, so I looked into it. I bought this Apple Mac Pro here, PowerBook, whatever the heck they call it. I used that for a while, realized that it still didn't have enough power really to do what I wanted it to do as fast as I wanted it to do. It took forever to just even take these cards out and put the card into the hard drive. It takes, Christ, you go and do it in 1 hour video, it takes like a half an hour to put it into your computer before you can even start cutting it up. Then you upload it, it takes time. So I ended up buying another desktop Mac computer. So I dropped like $1,300 on this thing, $1,300 on the desktop one. Had to buy a screen for the desktop one. And then I started getting into and it'll work great. Don't get me wrong. So again, you're running one of these cameras, you've got 2 tracks you're dealing with. Even if I run 2 cameras, I'm dealing with 2 tracks on each camera, so a total of 4 tracks, but I can use them separately. So these computers can handle 2 tracks without a problem. You get into this green screen stuff here, and I'm running about 8 tracks on these green screens, and neither computer was running it. So Macs have this spinning colored ball that starts spinning when it I don't know, runs out of memory and it just freezes. So you get this spinning wheel all the time, and I'm trying to do green screen. So I ended up dropping $3 grand on a Mac Studio. It's more computer than I'll ever use with this software, but I wasn't about to make the mistake again. So I dumped, so let's say 13, and you know, another $3 grand. So I got a ton of money just in computers to do this stuff, never mind all the equipment. I'm sitting here, I'm doing this video, just so you guys know. I got a light there, 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 light there, light there. You know what these lights cost? A lot of money. So if you're gonna do this, expect to spend some money. There's a lot of guys out there, like I said, guys, that successfully have one of these cameras. That's all they got. They use free software online. They do a good job with it. I'm not that interesting, so I've got to entertain people with a better quality, you know, green screening and stuff like that if I'm going to make it in this thing. As far as, again, I enjoy doing this as a hobby. That's why I started this. I would like to make a little bit of money at it at some point. Like I said, I got a ton of money into this thing. I'd like to retire in 3 years and have a little bit of money trickling in. I'm talking about just a little bit of money to take my wife out to dinner once in a while. That's all I'm looking for. So, and I think anybody that gets into YouTube would like to make a little bit of money on it, because you do end up spending some money on the equipment. So, all right, guys, so I'm going to wrap this thing up now. My subscribers have been going up a little bit slower now. We're kind of out of bike season. Things are slowing down a lot. I think once we probably put Thanksgiving and Christmas to rest, maybe people will start thinking about riding bikes again, even though it's, you know, winter time. I know you guys down south, you don't care if it's wintertime or whatever, but it does seem like most people right now are probably in Christmas mode, and they're not watching as many videos and stuff. So the subscribers have slowed down a little bit. So if you're not a subscriber, and I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, and I keep trying to pump out some content here that maybe somebody's interested in. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you very much.